So do you listen to your intuition and listen to the inner voice inside of you, or are you pushing and making things happen and kind of in a way of like, I gotta fit this and make this happen? In today's video, I'm going to go into how you can start listening, take a step back, listen to the intuition. But in doing this, you start connecting back into yourself and what is right in you, and then really start stepping into a place of living more aligned and right for you and more satisfied in your life. So thank you for joining me. I'm AmyC with You Finding You. I'm an intuitive and transformational coach. And right now, if you check out in the dialog box below, I have a freebie that you can snag up that has different ways that you can connect in with your intuition, with your body awareness, and start tapping into this knowing inside of yourself. So again, do check that out. That's in the dialog box below. So a couple of years ago, I started setting up this online course, and I found this one website that was promoting and offering, setting up funnels, landing page, and then being able to have the course all in this one place. So I signed up with it, and literally every step of the way I was like, it's not happening. And I felt like I was pushing and forcing, and how they say, putting a square peg through a round hole. I was like, I'm making this happen. Yet every single step was like, this is not fun. This is not, it was not aligned for me, and I wasn't enjoying it. So finally, I took a step back and was like, okay, what can I do? And I realized I started looking at what was going on for me, that I was in a place of, I was fearful of actually offering things online because of my own imposter syndrome, not believing in myself. But in that, I then was kind of like, oh, I don't know about really putting this online. So I kind of was holding myself back by getting on this website that was so difficult to set up. When I finally stepped back and I saw this pattern in myself, I then was like, okay, I want something easier than this. I do not want to be struggling trying to get this set up. And I know what I'm creating is actually worthwhile. So I let the imposter syndrome kind of go to this wayside a little bit and was like, what can I do? In stepping back and in actually asking for more ease in this, by the next day, I actually found a training on YouTube, and it was with a different website. I switched over to the website, and literally in a few days, I had everything set up. So it was going from this place of I'm making it happen, to stepping back and listening within and seeing what was going on inside of me. And from that place, then shifting. So the first thing you can do is notice if you are pushing or making things happen. And you can also ask your body this, like you can see in yourself if you are pushing and like, I got to make this thing happen. And what you'll notice in your body when you're doing these tasks or working on these things is you are not congruent, you are not aligned with it, and your body feels tighter. It's like, I have to make this happen. Versus if you are aligned or feeling like this is working more for you, your body feels lighter, more open. So it's feeling the difference in your body or noticing that. And you can ask your body too, like, is this right? Is this correct? Or what I should be working on? And you might even get some answer in a certain way coming through for you. So first thing to notice is, are you actually pushing or making things happen? And then asking why, like, why am I pushing or making things happen? And it could be that you have these fears of, I got to get it done. I need to, work on these things, and I don't see another way. So I just need to push this and make it happen. And in my case, like I was saying, I also had this imposter syndrome of believing that I wasn't good enough. So I actually kind of underlying didn't want it to happen. And so here I went to a website that was really difficult to get set up, and they didn't have tutorials or trainings yet because it was a pretty new website with things going. So it was like, okay, yep, I'll just make it happen. I'll keep pushing and make it. But I actually kind of underlying didn't want it to happen. And when I took then a step back, like I realized I was pushing and forcing, and then I took a step back. And when I stepped back, I saw that I was doing this. And it's like, oh, I see that I'm actually not really wanting it to happen. Okay. So now what can I do? Like, I actually do want this to happen. Let's set this aside, the imposter syndrome, the feeling of I can't do this, to I actually want to make this happen. But as well, if you're in that place of like, I'm forcing and pushing, I have to because I have to get this thing done. I noticed when I was in crunch time with visual effects work, I would work late into the evenings. And then if I got stuck on something, I would be like, I'm going home for the evening. Because I knew that if I took that time away and I came back refreshed in the morning, I would get through it. And every single time I would. Like every time I saw that the next morning I would come up with the solution right away and I would get through it. So it's recognizing that you need to take the break for yourself sometimes and give yourself that space. Because giving yourself that space then allows you as well to let in these new ideas or different solutions come to you. Because when we're so in this, I gotta make it happen, we're not allowing these ideas or ways to come in. We're too tight and wound up and possibly in fears of, I gotta finish this. Where again, if you step back, you can allow some of that spaciousness and time to be able to come up with a solution. And for myself too, I would get to sleep overnight, and through the night ideas would come through or something, so that the next day I could easily then get started and jump into it. So again, the first step is noticing if you're doing this. Get connected to your body to gain awareness of, are you pushing, are you forcing? And then seeing why, or what is this underlying reason of why I might be pushing. If it's fears, if it's imposter syndrome, which is also other forms of fears, but noticing what it is and taking that step back. But then as well, it's visualizing things coming together with ease. And then you can ask for guidance or anything to come to you. And like I said, even throughout the night, I would come up with ideas or things, but it's visualizing things coming together with ease. And the example of the website, I took that step back and stopped creating from this one website that I was struggling with. And then within a day, I found these YouTube videos with trainings and was like, oh, this website has it together, has it all figured out, and these steps I need to take. And within a few days, I had the course online. So it was me allowing in this idea of I can have ease around this, but I also had to see and acknowledge that I was in these fears of not wanting it to actually happen. So I needed to shift a little bit around that and be like, yeah, actually, I do want this to happen. I do want people to learn and be able to grow from what I am offering them. But as well, I want to be able to create this with ease and not feel like I'm having to force things into place. So the final step there is allowing in or asking, like visualizing or asking for guidance or help to come to you that can actually bring in this ease, and you don't have to be forcing it. And that is when you are really starting to tap into things and use your intuition, like using what is guiding you and listening to it more so than I just got to make this happen and efforting and pushing and forcing to get it done. is you're allowing in, you're allowing to receive and listening to or feeling guided to those things that will make it easier or will have the things unfold for you with so much more ease. So I would be curious, put in the comments below if you've had times where you see that you're pushing and making things happen and then you shifted it up, and or like the example of me going home in the evenings and by the next day it was like, oh, now it's easy. I would be curious to put in the comments below. And thank you guys. If you are enjoying and getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe. And currently I have a mini course that is journeying back to your inner knowing. So do take a look in the dialog box below for that. And that inner knowing is getting back and aware, connected back into you and to this intuition and your knowing in you. So again, do check that out. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.